Thanks for tuning into Odan Gaming. If you want to help a fellow gamer out, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and let's talk about games. So, Game of the Year is going to be awarded really soon, and I just want to talk about what we're all thinking and saying. Who's going to win, Elden Ring or God of War Ragnarok? That's basically what we're all talking about. I've played both games. I've platinumed Elden Ring, and I'm so close to platinuming Ragnarok. So I feel like I've experienced a lot of what these games have to offer. I've also played Stray and Horizon Forbidden West. I have not played Xenoblade or Plague Tale, so if you think those are great contenders and worth checking out, just let me know in the comments. I think Horizon was an awesome game, and I don't know how Stray got into the mix. It was a fun game, but I don't think it's in the same league as these other games. I think the real battle is going to be Elden Ring versus God of War. That's the Mountain versus the Hound. That's Kratos versus Thor. That's Melania versus Radahn. I mean, that's what we're all going to see what's going to happen, and it's going to take place really soon. So I just want to talk about it and see what you guys think, and if you guys want to let me know what you guys think, just let me know in the comments. So first, let's just start off with the foundations of the games. I think Elden Ring encompasses so much of what an RPG should be and gives us a look into what it can be. Elden Ring has a great story, a great narrative, but it's also very similar to other FromSofties before it. God of War also follows similar narratives from previous releases. You know, we fight the gods, we take over, we win. In this case, I have to say the God of War Ragnarok story is amazing and probably a little bit better than Elden Ring in my opinion. But I also think the game is, a quarter, if not half movie, with respected actors doing the voices and motion capture. So I think that gives it a big leg up. I think when you play God of War, you watch a lot of gamer story, but with Elden Ring, you play the story with the controller in your hand always. Next, let's just talk about the worlds and the experiences that we get from these games. First, I think the graphics are amazing in both games, but Santa Monica Studio goes all out for God of War using capture motion equipment, high-end filming equipment, really great graphics. They go all out to make it look really well and present their story. But I'm still biased for the From Software formula. I think they present their games with a lot of creativity and imagination, and I think they just do the levels and worlds almost better than anybody. Elden Ring gives you an open world experience that is top tier, and the discoverability of places, items, and weapons in this world is almost unmatched. They both have great worlds and levels, but I still think Elden Ring is superior in that aspect. The freedom and choices provided to you in Elden Ring gives players so many options in how to beat the game, as opposed to God of War's one direction with slight deviations to beat the game. I think both worlds are designed well, but From Software designs are some of the best ever, and I think this map is one of their best ever, so I really think it puts it way up there. The realms in God of War look great, but they're not nearly as intricate and engrossing as Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring and games like that from other From Software games are just really great. The detail is amazing. In God of War Ragnarok, it's a lot of the same levels that we played in the previous game, just slightly different. So it's not the exact same thing, but the experience is similar, where Elden Ring's experience, his world is huge and it's new. Outside of game design and level design and the experience, I just want to talk more about the gameplay of both games. The gameplay is smooth and almost flawless for both games. I think moving through the world and learning the controls are both easy and taught well by the game. The combat controls are easy enough to use, but complex enough for awesome movesets and combos. God of War combat is some of the best out there. I absolutely love it. No one kills like Kratos, and playing as him is some of my favorite gameplay and combat that's even available for gaming. With combat, though, comes things to fight with the combat, and I think that's where Elden Ring kind of slightly does better. Although combat play in Elden Ring is still awesome, but it's just a little bit more simple than God of War. But what you fight also matters. And by what you fight, I mean bosses. With combat, comes bosses. And Elden Ring and From Software does this better than everybody, in my opinion. Elden Ring brought us new bosses to haunt our dreams, and some are already legendary. Millennia will forever be talked about for like the next few years, probably. The God of War bosses are not even close to that level, in my opinion. And that's with Ragnarok even making improvements. I think the previous game had worse boss fights. I think Ragnarok really stepped up and made some better ones. But let's be honest, if you've played any of the From Software games, boss fights is what they do. It is their bread and butter, and I don't think many games do it better. So after talking about like the experiences and the foundations of the games, the gameplay, the combat play, the levels, the worlds, the only thing really left to talk about is like what the games bring to the table. What are other parts of the games that I think are valuable to the game and make it a great game? First off, I think Elden Ring brings another aspect to the table. It is also popular as a multiplayer game, which gives it a whole nother dynamic over God of War. And then there's this ultra popular player versus player community that has grown out of Elden Ring. I haven't really participated in it because I'm newer to the whole experience, but it's huge. So many people are out there doing it. The videos and content for it are great. I also believe that Elden Ring has a higher replay value than God of War. The different builds and different order of playing bosses and possibly pickup of rare weapons always keeps players interested. I think in God of War, once you beat it, there is a little bit of replay value for it, but you just saw the story, and those cutscenes are a big part of the gaming experience with God of War. So, like, I feel like once you've played it and seen the story, most of the experience is taken away from you for your next replay. Obviously, there's great content to be made with God of War and with the highest difficulty, but I still think Elden Ring's replay value is better. I think even in some ways, God of War Ragnarok even felt like replaying the previous game, God of War. Like, we get a lot of the same runic attacks that we already acquired in the previous game. We get the shield and spear that's a little different that they added to the game, but we still have the same weapons that we had in the previous game before. Where Elden Ring rolled out a ton of weapons and spells and armors that you can get through each playthrough that just makes for like great customization for your character, which is like the options of customization in Elden Ring are far, far, far superior than of God of War. But that being said, especially when it comes to weapons, the Chaos Blades might be one of the greatest weapons in gaming history. They are just so dope. I missed using them. And that was just to throw that out there because I think Elden Ring does a better job, but the Chaos Blades are the best. With both games being so badass and great contenders in this contest, I personally would pick Elden Ring for Game of the Year. I think itself is a masterpiece, and I think it's a superior game on so many levels, and I think it brings a lot more to the table. That's just my opinion. I'd like to hear what you guys think, so if you can let me know in the comments, I'd love to chat about it. It's something I'm really interested in talking about. Just want to thanks for checking out the video and checking out Odin Gaming. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you want to help out a fellow gamer. And, thanks for watching, guys.